I cannot believe it's that time of the year already. We're gonna be talking about, it's one of my favorite times to wear fragrance because as you know, I love my leathers, my boozy scents, my tobaccos, my ambery, sweet and spicy and sassy fragrances to wear. And this is the special and best time to rock them. Of course, we're talking about fall, autumn season 2025. Guys, stick around. I've got the 12 best designers money can buy just for you. They're coming up right now. Welcome back to another video. Forti here. If you do love to smell great and make a lasting impression, you came to the right place. We're going to highlight the top 12 fragrances in my collection that I'll be wearing in the next few fall months. Of course, the time you're watching this video, of course, it's September, and September is the official fall month. In about a week or two, fall will be officially here, I believe, on the 20th of September. So we're going to kick it off. When I smell this fragrance, it brings me to the fall season, just like the color of my shirt here, burgundy. This is going to be an honorable mention because I wear this quite a lot. I've been wearing it for years, and I said back then this was the best one from this line. A lot of people didn't think it was. Now everybody agrees with me. Of course, Eros Flame from the house of Versace. This is going to be a great vanilla, spices, tonka beans. It's a really good scent with a beautiful citrus note up top, which this one here has the most prominent mandarin note of the other ones, which I think the other ones could be clawing. Not this one. This one smells a little bit more sophisticated, a little bit more elevated. So hence the fact it's my 13th spot / honorable mention in this countdown, one of my favorites for the fall. Again, if you're looking for one scent and one scent only to rock this fall season, you're on a budget, you want something that's going to fit all the bills, dress up or dress down, check this one out. It's going to be a great one. There's other ones here, but I'm saying Eros Flame is definitely the way to go. That's why it's at the 13th spot / honorable mention here on my countdown. Now at the 12th spot here, officially starting the countdown, we're going to talk about one that is one of those transitional scents. We always like to talk about those seasons. You know, spring is a transitional season, I think, and of course, fall season is a transitional season, especially where I'm at here in New England, New York, Connecticut, tri-state area. We get these warmer days, cooler nights, springtime, right before it gets into really hot summer days. And of course, same thing for fall. We get really cool mornings and really chilly evenings, but during the day it's actually very warm. So there's some transitional scents that are sprinkled on this list that I'm going to be sharing with you today. And at the 12th spot, it's going to be exactly that. This is going to be Brioni Suave. Now, Brioni Suave, I love the brand Brioni. I think they do tremendously well when it comes to their garments, their suits, their jackets, but of course their shoes. But when it comes to their fragrances over the last few years, I want to say from 2020, last 5 years, they really made an impact in the world of fragrances. Their Brioni Homme line in particular, I absolutely love. Whether you go with the original, the Intense, which is my favorite, or this one here, which is my current favorite, the Brioni Suave, which is going to be an eau de parfum, leather, sandalwood, spices, and vetiver. This is incredible, guys. Really well fitting for the fall season. Again, a great signature scent. And this is, again, if you're looking to spend a little more money, I would go with this one as opposed to the Versace Eros that I talked about as an honorable mention. I think this is going to be more fitting for a more elevated, sophisticated, assertive, if you're a gentleman out there, a little bit more 25 and up, I would go with this one here, guys, especially if you want to make a great impression that you're very well put together, you have great taste. This particular fragrance, guys, we're not going to disappoint. Again, suede leather, spices, vetiver in the base, a little bit smoky, and the leather here is absolutely incredible, along with a sandalwood that adds creaminess as the fragrance develops on skin. Absolutely fantastic for the fall season. At the 12th spot, opening up the list here, that is absolutely incredible. If you're looking for just one, definitely consider this one here as well. In fact, there's a lot of fragrances here on this list because they're going to be transitional. You can potentially wear them as signature scents. Now we're going to get into the 11th spot, which is a newcomer to this list. This one here just dropped not too long ago. I did a first impression for you guys. It's the new Boss Bottled Beyond. Now, Boss is apparently coming up with a new fragrance sub-genre within their Boss Bottled collection, which I think is going to be this Beyond collection. I'm sure they're going to be releasing more and more elixirs and this and that and the other. But this one here is their newest one, which is absolutely fantastic. This one here is going to be a sweet leather with spices, tonka bean, woods in the base. If you like fragrance like 1 Million but thought that was a little bit played out and obnoxious, this one here is going to have that element of spicy, floral, sweet leather kind of components and amber, spicy ambers that you get with 1 Million, but a little bit more subdued, definitely more elevated, more sophisticated. A great scent, slightly playful as well for a younger crowd. But I think if you have a playful side, you want to have fun this fall season, I think it's going to be very great to wear this fragrance in the fall. It's absolutely fantastic. It's a little higher on the list because it's definitely not something that I normally gravitate towards. When I'm looking forward to having fun, I want to have a style that's a little bit more playful. Not what I'm wearing today, but something, perhaps just a sweater, hanging out with the friends, casual. I'm going to be rocking this. Not that you cannot wear this for romantic settings, dress, or situations. You absolutely can, but this one is going to be more on a playful, fun, sweet side of things. Romantic settings would be great for this one. If you're going to go on dates, romantic situations, I think it's going to be very fitting. The leather here is absolutely incredible. The sweetness is just right. This is very well done. And again, whether you go with the 𝗕𝗓𝗙, the 𝗕𝗓𝗏 from late last year, or this one, I think 𝗏𝗏𝗏 has been doing fantastic with their dark scents, and this one here is no different. As you know, I love my leather fragrances, so we're opening the first few picks here within the leather genre and profile, of course, at the 10th spot, opening up the top 10s now, the big guns. We're going to talk about one from 𝗕𝗓𝗏. This is going to be from their more prestigious collection, which is not really talked about except for like Tuxedo, Baby Cat, but there's a lot of fragrances within this more elevated brand, 𝗕𝗓𝗏, especially in their private collection that don't get really talked about and definitely are deserving of your attention. This one here being one of them. This is Wild Leather. I talked about this fragrance in my favorite discoveries of the year. Wild Leather is going to be a leather, guaiac wood, spices, lavender. It's really, really well comprised. I love this stuff. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's sweet, but not overly sweet. The leather here is incredibly well made. Think of the great leather fragrances of the world. It's definitely going to be present here. It has a little bit of an old school, traditional, very classy kind of a vibe, which I love, but also combines these modern components like sweet ambroxan, sweet and spicy leather with saffron, guaiac wood, powerful, but also has this old school Bel Ami kind of a leathery kind of a feature in the background from Hermès. So it's like a perfect combination between, modern meets classy and traditional. I love this stuff. Could have been higher on the list, but because this is going to be a hard to wear leather, I'm going to wear this mostly closer to really late in the fall, right before the winter time. This could have easily made my top winter, but for those really cold evenings, dressier situations during the fall autumn season, Wild Leather, the name is very fitting, is going to be one of my go-tos. And if you love leathers, I highly recommend you guys checking this one out. Now, speaking of checking it out, of course, all the fragrances here will be listed below in the description of this video. Fragflax.com is my go-to place if you want to, check those fragrances out for the best possible price. Codes, of course, everything listed to make your life easier. And if you want to try them before you buy them, of course, Perfume.com is the way to go, guys. Check it out. You can try everything in this list and thousands to choose from. Designer, indie, hard to find, discontinued. Great place, guys. Perfume.com, use my code MAX15, everything listed below. And some of these are going to be more expensive, such as this one, Wild Leather. So why cough up the dough when you can get a, decant, wear it on skin, make sure you love it before you commit to a full bottle. So all details below to make your life easier. Continuing the countdown here, coming in at number 9, we have Armani Code's 𝗕𝗓𝗏, the brand new 𝗕𝗓𝗏, guys. This is incredible. Again, I did a first impression on this one. I don't think I did a full review, but I can. But Armani Code 𝗕𝗓𝗏, they outdid it themselves, guys. It took the profile, that sweet sandalwood and spicy kind of profile, Armani Code that I love, but added this incredible leathery, almost like Tuscan leather, Tom Ford kind of accord here, making it for a powerhouse. If you like any leather fragrance out there that's been talked about over the years that you really love, you owe it to yourself to try this one because I'll be honest with you, I think it elevated the game. It took the leather profile from like Tuscan leather, for example, adding these really incredible components from Armani Code, making it for an incredible match made in heaven, guys. This will be one of my go-tos at the 9th spot in my top fall 2025 designers. Next up here at the 8th spot, this was released a couple of years ago, back in 2022. It remains my favorite Givenchy to date, especially in the darker side of things within the Givenchy Gentleman collection. For the fall, guys, this is perfection. We're talking chestnut, roasted chestnut, creamy, kind of like what you find in Stronger With You collection. The whiskey note here, spices, an ambery tobacco kind of a situation here. The iris is incredible, adds this powderiness, and really, the Dior Homme Intense that I love now has been toned down, neutered. Whatever you find today is nothing like it used to be. So this is the great and the best next thing, guys. Givenchy Gentleman Reserve Privé. Big name, incredible fragrance. Amazing. This has it all. Could have been higher on the list. Over the last few years, it's made my top 3, top 5, even I think top 1 from 2022 up until now. It falls a couple steps because I've been wearing this a lot over the last few years. You kind of want to wear different things, but it's definitely my top rotation. Today is at number 8. Next week, it could be number 5. In 2 weeks, it'll probably be number 3. I don't know. It's one of those must-haves in my fall rotation every year, guys. Since the inception of this in 2022, this is a no-brainer, guys. If you want a great fall scent, Gentleman Reserve Privé, definitely one to consider at the 8th spot. Coming in at number 7, ladies and gentlemen, this is my favorite Prada fragrance to wear in the cold season to date. Released last year, this is of course their newest, Ocean Luna Rosa Le Parfum. Now the thing about this one is, and again, I did an impression. I think I did a full review for you guys as well on this one. This is incredible, guys. It opens up really aromatic, really spicy, has some freshness to it. If it goes away, then it gets really spicy, warm, leathery, tobacco-y. Even though tobacco is not listed as a note, there's saffron, so there's a leathery undertone here. But as the fragrance gets into the heart, into the dry down, especially on skin, you get this really tobacco-y kind of a vibe, much like the much loved and discontinued Mugler Pure Havane. Oh, it smells fantastic. And again, tobacco is not listed as a note, but you get this really spicy suede leather with a tobacco undertone, saffron note, amber, of course, spicy. Amazing, guys. The name here, Ocean, is not fitting at all because this is not an aquatic scent. It's rather, like I said, a very leathery, tobacco, spicy, and ambery type scent. I love this stuff. It gets a lot of actions, a lot of compliments from me. And again, it's one that you don't have to think too much. The weather's chilly out, you put this on, you're gonna smell incredible, and you're going to definitely get people approaching and say, man, you smell incredible. What are you wearing? Spicy, peppery note with this ambery, tobacco-y, and leathery kind of undertone. Amazing, guys. This doesn't get much hype, doesn't get much talk, which is great because not many people are rocking it. Since I talked about, the first time I talked about this one, the best one, there was one many years ago called, of course, Prada Luna Rossa Extreme. It's been discontinued. I think it was released in 2016. That was my favorite of all time. Unfortunately, long gone. So this is my next best thing from this line. If you're looking for a great one for the, cooler season, winter, fall, Prada Luna Rossa Ocean Le Parfum. Make sure it's this one. Coming in at number 6, this fragrance here, as you know, with the cooler seasons, or any season for that matter, I always want to have a great vetiver scent to wear. Vetiver is one of my favorite notes in perfumery, along with oak moss. I mean, if you take aside those accords, tobaccos, leathers, boozy scents, I do love vetiver, lavender, and oak moss as one of my favorite notes. If fragrance has those notes, usually it's something that I'm going to like. Now, this one here is going to be a phenomenal vetiver for the autumn season. It's perfection. It was part of a trifecta trio released by Guerlain last year, along with L'Homme Idéal Parfum and 𝗕𝗙𝗥𝗔𝗚𝗥𝗘 Parfum. The one we're going to talk about here at the 6th spot is going to be, of course, Vetiver Parfum, guys. This is perfection. They did a phenomenal job with this fragrance. This is amazing. This is green, it's coniferous, it's piney, it's a little bit boozy as well, definitely smoky. And I think Vetiver Parfum from Guerlain is one of the best vetiver fragrances money can buy today in your designer counter. If you're looking for a great vetiver expression, look no further. This is it. At the 6th spot, could have been higher in the list. Like I said, today it's number 6, tomorrow it could be number 1. I think last year was higher up, but this is amazing, guys. It's phenomenal. It's boozy, it's spicy, it's green, it's piney. The vetiver here is incredible. You have all the facets of vetiver, although this is going to be a little bit smokier and earthier. It's not going to be for everyone. This is a more mature scent. I'm going to tell you right now. And when I'm talking about these type of scents, I'm talking about scents that are going to be pungent, powerful, assertive. This has a certain old school, traditional, classy, elevated, vibe about it. Think polo green, think those old school, old money, kind of scents. That's what this scent is all about, guys. Come in at number 6. I love this stuff. There's, certain times of the fall that I want to project that kind of a, image, well put together, assertiveness. That is going to be my go-to for those type scenarios. And as you see with my lists, they don't particular are going to be more of the same. Most people talk about the elixirs, the really heavy, sweet, ambery, tonka, vanilla type scents. With my list, you're not going to find much of that. I do like to sprinkle those here and there, but I gravitate towards the spicier, woodier type scents that are a little bit more elevated / mature in profile. That's what I normally like. I think it's a little bit more elevated and not more of the same. So much so that the next one here at the 5th spot is going to be exactly that, from the Jean Paul Gaultier collection, the Le Male lineup of fragrances. One that don't really get much talks because it has a dark licorice and vetiver combination that people don't really love. I don't care. I love it. It's, of course, one that's near and dear to me because I wore this fragrance at my anniversary a few years back. This was released, I believe, in 21, 22. This is Jean Paul Gaultier, Le Male Le Parfum. This is my favorite, guys, from the current releases of Le Male. I think this is absolutely stunning. So underrated. This is lavender, it's spices, it's cardamom, it's black pepper, it's licorice, it's vetiver. It's really elevated, very mature. Of course, it has a modern components and facets here, but it is, from the whole Le Male line today, the most, I would say, rugged, the most, not as mass appealing as any other Le Male that you can think of. So if you want something that's in the opposite side of the direction, the opposite side of the spectrum, you want something more elevated, more well-constructed, if you will, not overly sweet, vanilla, tonkas, ambroxans, more of the same. This is going to be the exact opposite of everything I talked about just now. So if you want something that's a little bit more elevated with a beautiful green lavender, some herb components, amber that's going to be spicy, green, leathery, suede, licorice, vetiver, smoky, earthy, definitely one that I recommend you guys checking out. At the fifth spot, this is a beast for me, and I absolutely love this in the fall, into the winter. It's my go-to towards the latter part of the fall. Love the stuff gear. Lit Parfum from 𝗕𝗘𝗙𝗢𝗥𝗘 from the 𝗕𝗏 line, one that doesn't get much play, and to me, my favorite. This is what I like to say. That was a quote that they talked about when they released this fragrance is, the sailor becomes the captain. That's what this fragrance is all about. Coming in at number 4, this is absolutely perfection for the fall season, or for any season for that matter. If you're looking for a signature scent, this is that kind of fragrance, guys. From the house of 𝗕𝗏𝗔𝗡, of course, French brand. It's a jewelry brand that produces incredible fragrances for amazing, affordable prices. I love this stuff. I might even wear this today. This is 𝗕𝗏𝗡, I believe released years ago. You know, I discovered this fragrance last year, and since then it's been one of my go-tos. This is going to be an aromatic, woody aromatic and spicy type scent with lavender, spicy notes, herbal components, patchouli, sandalwood, vetiver, musk. It's so well made. This reminds me of like an old fougere with a modern twist, you know, easy to describe. The vanilla here adds this really nice sweetness. You have cinnamon, you have sandalwood, so it's a little bit creamy as well. Perfectly fitting for the fall season. But again, if you're looking for a signature scent, dress up, dress down, all occasions. I always tell people, if you're looking for something that's not more of the same, off the beaten path, you want a signature scent that's elevating, stylish, it's gonna give you an edge, and you don't wanna smell like anybody else, I say, guys, it's my secret. I'm gonna share with you again at the 4th spot today, 𝗕𝗏𝗡. Guys, don't snooze in this fragrance. I don't know if it's gonna be discontinued. It's hard to find sometimes. It gets this, you know, it gets out of stock most places, but I'm gonna have a link below because I have a couple bottles of this and I love it so much. In fact, I think I'm gonna rock this today. We'll see at the end of the video, but this is absolutely perfection. Alberto Morillas is the perfumer. He's an incredible master perfumer, as we all know. But again, the lavender, the spices, the wood, the musk, the vanilla, it's just perfection, guys. Amazing, a perfect case of, you know, old school, classy, traditional meets modern components. The color of the juice is green, like a bluish green, but this is an incredible, woody, spicy, aromatic scent that, to me, it's one of the best neo-fougere fragrances in the market today. And for what you're getting, the price, the performance, the smell, this is a no-brainer, guys. It checks all the boxes. If you haven't tried this one, guys, check it out. Come back here and thank me later. I know you will. I'm in love with this fragrance. At number 3 today, could have easily been in my number 1 spot for the fall, even for the year. I'm in love with this stuff. Cool weather, this is one of my go-tos. We're talking cognac. We're talking this beautiful boozy drenched plum with woody notes, vetiver, spices. It has this tobacco and vanilla kind of a dried down with this plum that's drenched in the boozy cognac with the spices. This is incredible. From the house of Rag & Bone, this is just called Amber. An absolutely stunning fragrance, guys. Oh, this is incredible. The plum and the cognac notes here are done to perfection. I'm telling you, if you love boozy and if you love plum, check this fragrance out, guys, before you can't find it anymore. I'm hoping that it's not true. I'm hoping that this is not going to get discontinued, because this is one of my favorite finds of the year and one that I'm going to be wearing a lot this fall, guys. I couldn't wait for the weather to get cool because I discovered this in late spring of this year. It was still, you know, getting warm. It was chilly during the day and sometimes in the evening, but it was starting to get hot out. So I was like, man, I can't wait for the weather to get cool in September, October, November, because this is going to be one of my go-tos. When you talk about performance here, guys, beast projection, incredible. And the whole room's taken right now. Just a couple sprays I did, or one sprayer I did. This is a powerful beast fragrance, guys. Rag & Bone, guys, check this out. Beautiful, you know, presentation, nice thick glass, magnetic cap with a nice ceramic porcelain, I'd say, logo here up top. Quality through and through, guys. From the bottle to the packaging, through the scent. I don't know who the nose behind this fragrance is, but if you guys watching this video, anybody that's a connoisseur out there, I know many of you watch the videos, let me know if you know who the nose behind this fragrance is, because this is an absolute masterpiece. At the 3rd spot, Amber from Rag & Bone. Guys, don't snooze on this one. This is absolutely fire. Coming in at number 2, ladies and gentlemen, the bottle itself is fall. It looks like fall. The color scheme of this bottle, the scent profile, the nose behind this fragrance is François Demachy, which is a master perfumer. We're talking licorice, spices, we're talking boozy, you know, vanilla. It's like this vanilla bark drenched in this rum accord, vetiver in the base, smoky, earthy. Look at the color of the bottle, guys. It's fall perfection, you know, gradient from darker to light. Have this reddish, yellowish, the gasoline profile that you get with the original Dior Fahrenheit definitely here. I can't do a top list without Dior. Dior is my favorite designer brand, and Dior Fahrenheit Lit Parfum is my number 2 this year. Absolutely incredible, guys. One of my favorite scents of all time, released in 2014. It's been over 10 years. Number 1, this is hard to find. If you go to your regular general store, most likely 99% of the time, you're not gonna be able to find this. It's hard to find. It gets out of stock a lot of times. Mostly you'll find this at Dior boutiques in Europe or some of my favorite discount websites. I do find this often at fragrancebuy.ca, now Fragflex, fragflex.com. You can also use my code, it's gonna be listed below. But if you're looking for perfection for the fall and into the winter, this is incredible, guys. Suede leather, boozy accord, vanilla, spicy, vetiver, smoky, earthy. And again, with spices like cinnamon, cardamom. This is big, it's bold, has a little petroleum gasoline accord that you get with the original Fahrenheit, but not as brash, not as pungent. And, instead it's quite modern, sophisticated, and extremely inviting, guys. Absolutely fantastic fragrance. One of my favorites of all time. Fahrenheit Le Parfum from Dior at the #2 spot. All right, let me get a drum roll, please. Coming in at #1, this is a 2016 release. And again, 2016 was another great year for fragrance releases. This one here is going to be a tobacco, boozy, and leathery fragrance with some spices, with some cinnamon, but truly, I mean, a perfection for the fall season. One of my favorite fragrances of all time. Talked about this many times with you guys. It was discontinued, hard to find. There is somewhat of a resurgence of this fragrance. You can actually find this at the actual website of this fragrance, which is robertgraham.com. Goes in and out of stock. And of course, my favorite place to find this is, of course, fragflex.com. And you can try this fragrance before you buy if you want at perfume.com. They also have this in stock. And again, one of my favorite tobacco, boozy, suede leather, patchouli type scents in the world, guys. This is Robert Graham's Fortitude. In fact, you know what? This will be my, it's absolutely incredible, guys. Amazing, sweet, spicy, creamy. There's a sandalwood note here in the base that brings creaminess to the fragrance. You do have the vetiver along with that tobacco, that spicy, smoky. This is amazing, guys. This is a 10 out of 10 fragrance. If you haven't tried, you are 100% missing out. Think of the great tobacco fragrances in the world, Tobacco Vanille, or so many different ones, right? There are in the sweeter side, but this one here is constructed in a way that you have this really traditional, classy, and sophisticated vibe about it, but you also have the sweetness. So it's like traditional, there's lavender here as well. So there are some components that are going to be a little bit more mature, and then you have some sweetness and modern components that are be a little bit more playful. So it's like a perfect, again, combination between tradition meets, modernity. I love this stuff, guys. Robert Graham's Fortitude, one of my favorite fragrances of all time. Check it out. Tonka beans, coumarin, lavender, the boozy tobacco note here with the vanilla, musky, sandalwood dried down. This is a beast. This is a must. If you like what you hear, guys, check this fragrance out. It's, again, another one that goes in and out of stock all the time. But if you do enjoy a tobacco-based fragrance that is not more of the same, I highly recommend you guys checking out Fortitude from Robert Graham. And again, it's one that's hard to find. So if you're rocking this, most likely you're going to be wearing something that's very unique to you, which I love. It's always nice to wear something that not everybody is wearing. Thank you so much for staying here with me and checking out my 12 or 13 top fragrances for the fall 2025. Let me know in the comments, what have I missed? What other great fall fragrances you guys love to wear? I'd love to check out your comments below, your top 5, top 10, top 3, however many you want to share with me. Maybe I'll find something, discover something new myself. And of course, I will catch you right here with another video very soon. Catch you next time.